Now listen close, let me tell you about a friend of mine. His name was Devin. We've been cool a long, long time. He called me up around noon, said, bro, I need a favor. Just one little trip, said he'd bring it back later. I tossed him the keys, didn't think twice. We've been like brothers since we were kids, right? He said, 1 hour, man, that's all I need. So I waved him off and let him leave. A few hours passed and my phone went ding. No text, no call, not a single thing. Then right before sunset, I heard my driveway hum. I looked through the window and saw Devin come. He hopped out smiling like nothing was wrong, but something felt strange, I could feel it strong. As he handed me the keys, I happened to glance, and that's when I saw it and nearly lost my chance. There was a dent, a brand new dent on the back of my car, and it made no sense. I said, hold up, Devin, what happened there? He looked at me funny like he didn't care. There was a dent, a brand new dent, and I knew right then something wasn't being said. He scratched his head and said, what dent, bro? Like I couldn't see what was starting to show. I said, that wasn't there this morning, man. He laughed nervously and changed his stance. He said, maybe it happened before today. I said, nice try, but no way. Then he started walking fast towards the gate, like he suddenly remembered he was running late. Now my mind was racing, something wasn't right. So I opened up the back door to take another look inside, and sitting on the seat when nobody had been was something I know I never seen. I blinked once, I blinked twice, then I rubbed my eyes, because sitting in my car was a baby seat, a baby seat, a baby seat, a baby seat. Now I don't have kids, and Devin don't either. So I turned around slowly and I said, hold up, brother. Devin. He froze. Whose baby seat is this? And the look on his face made my blood run cold. To be continued. Now where were we? Oh yeah. Yeah. I was standing in my driveway, staring at the baby seat, looking at Devin, and Devin looking back at me. I said, bro, start talking, 'cause this ain't making sense. He looked around nervous, like he was sitting on the fence. He said, Marcus, calm down, it ain't what you think. I said, then tell me what it is before I lose my mind this week. He opened his mouth, then suddenly stopped, 'cause his phone started ringing right there on the spot. Ring, ring, ring. He looked at the screen and his whole face changed. I said, who is it? He hit decline. That's when I knew something wasn't right. Who's calling you? Why won't you answer? Why you acting strange? Why all the panic? It's just the phone, so what's the big deal? But the look in your eyes makes this feel way too real. A few seconds later, the phone rang again, same number popping up over and over again. I said, answer it. He said, no. I said, why not? He said, just let it go. Now my heart started racing, my mind started spinning. Every answer he gave just made me keep digging. Then the phone rang again for the third straight time, and before he could stop me, I looked at the screen this time. A message appeared, one simple text, and what I read next had me completely stressed. The screen said, where is my baby? looked at the phone, then I looked at the seat, then I looked at Devin, who suddenly couldn't speak. I said, "What, baby?" He said, "Nothing." I said, "Who sent this?" Still nothing. I said, "Devin, you got exactly 5 seconds to explain what's happening." Then out of nowhere, a car pulled up beside us. A woman jumped out, pointed straight at Devin, and yelled, "There you are!" My jaw dropped, Devin's face turned white, and before either of us could move, she started running toward us. To be continued. To be continued.
Now last time, a woman came running toward us, pointing at Devin, like she'd finally found somebody she'd been searching for. And before I could ask a single question, she grabbed him by the arm. I said, "Hold up, lady, who are you supposed to be?" She said, "That's not important, what's important is him, not me." Devin looked nervous, couldn't look me in the eye. The woman kept staring like she'd caught him in a lie. I said, "Somebody better start talking, because I'm getting tired of these games." The woman looked at Devin and said, "Tell him your real name." Now I nearly dropped my key. I said, "What does that mean?" Devin said, "Marcus, please, this isn't what it seems." I said, "Forget the baby seat, forget the phone call too. I just want one answer, what exactly did you do?" Tell me about the ticket, the parking ticket, the one from Black River, the one you tried to hide. Tell me about the ticket, the parking ticket, 'cause every answer you give just feels like another lie. I pulled the ticket from my pocket, held it up in the air. The woman saw it instantly and gave Devin a stare. I said, "You told me grocery store, you told me that's where you'd been. So how'd my car end up halfway across the state again?" The woman stepped back slowly, like she'd seen a ghost. Then she whispered something quietly that shocked me the most. She said, "Wait a minute, that date can't be right." I looked back at the ticket, then I looked twice. The ticket said Friday, but today was Thursday. I checked my phone, still Thursday. I checked my watch, still Thursday. I checked the ticket again, Friday, tomorrow's date. I said, "Devin." He looked away. I said, "Why does this ticket have tomorrow's date?" The woman looked terrified, I looked terrified, and Devin, he looked like he already knew. Then finally, for the first time all night, Devin spoke. He said, "I wasn't supposed to bring the car." My heart stopped. The woman gasped. I said, "What are you talking about?" He looked at both of us and whispered, "Because tomorrow, the accident hasn't happened yet." To be continued. To be continued. Now hold on. Let me make sure you heard what I heard. Devin just looked me in the face and said, "The accident hasn't happened yet." And at that moment,
Nobody moved. Nobody spoke. The whole world felt frozen. I said, Devin, what kind of nonsense is that? He looked at the ground, wouldn't even look back. The woman standing beside him started shaking her head. She said, no, 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 you promised you wouldn't tell him. I said, tell me what? Now both of them nervous, both of them scared. And somehow my own car had dragged me into this affair. I held up the parking ticket, I held up the phone, I pointed at the baby seat. I said, somebody explain all this before I lose my mind. Who is this woman? Why is she here? Why is everybody acting like there's something to fear? Who's the baby seat? Who sent the text? And why does it feel like something bad is coming next? The woman finally spoke. My name is Angela. She looked at me carefully, then she looked at Dev, and then she said something that made my stomach drop. She said, Marcus, have you ever wondered why Devin borrowed your car? I said, because his car was in the shop. She shook her head. No. I said, then why? She said, because your car was the only one that could be identified. Now I wasn't following, none of this made sense. I said, identified by who? Angela took a deep breath, then pointed down the street. And that's when I noticed it. A black SUV parked across the road, engine running, lights off. My heart started racing, the SUV door opened. One person stepped out, then another, then another. Three people walking slowly toward us. Nobody smiling, nobody talking, just walking straight toward my house. I turned to Devin. Who are they? Devin looked terrified. Angela grabbed my arm and whispered, get inside the house. I said, why? She looked directly at the approaching strangers and said, because they think you have the bag. The bag? What bag? And before I could ask another question, someone knocked loudly on my front door. To be continued. Now last time, three strangers were walking toward my house. A black SUV was sitting across the street. Angela was panicking. Devin looked like he'd seen a ghost, and somebody had just knocked on my front door. Then Angela said, they think you have the bag. I said, what bag? Nobody answered. I said, what bag? Still nobody answered. Then the knock came again. Boom, boom, boom. Not a friendly knock, not a neighbor knock. The kind of knock that makes your stomach turn. Devin grabbed my shoulder. Marcus, listen to me. I said, no, you listen to me. First the dent, then the baby seat, then the parking ticket. Now strangers at my door. You owe me some answers. Angela looked at Devin. Devin looked at Angela. Then both of them looked at me. And that's when I knew the answers were about to get worse. What's in the bag? What's in the trunk? Why does everybody look like they're about to run? What's in the bag? What's in the trunk? Cause whatever it is, got everybody shook. Devin finally spoke. When I borrowed your car, I wasn't supposed to. I said, we already covered that. He said, no, Marcus, you don't understand. I borrowed your car because somebody was watching mine. Now my head was spinning, nothing made sense. Angela stepped forward and said, the bag is still in your trunk. I froze. The trunk? She nodded. I remembered that locked duffel bag, the one I hadn't opened, the one with the note attached. Do not open until Friday. Those words hit me again. Friday, tomorrow, the same date from the ticket. The same date Devin kept talking about. I looked at him. What is inside that bag? He said, if I tell you, you'll be in danger. I everything went quiet, too quiet.
Nobody outside, no voices, no footsteps, nothing. Then my phone buzzed, one message, unknown number. I opened it and my blood ran cold. The message said, check the trunk. I slowly walked toward the garage. Angela begged me not to. Devin told me to stop, but I kept walking. I reached the car, put my hand on the trunk, took a deep breath and opened it. The duffel bag was gone. In its place was a photograph of me taken earlier that day, standing in my driveway, and written across the photo were 4 words. You were never supposed to know. To be continued.
Now where were we? Oh yeah.
The bag was gone, the trunk was empty. And sitting where the duffel bag should have been was a photograph of me, with 4 words written across it. You were never supposed to know. I stared at the picture. The picture stared back. It was me in my driveway, washing the car that morning. The same shirt, the same shoes, the same day. I flipped the photo over, nothing, no name, no message, just silence. I turned to Devin. How did somebody get this? Devin looked sick. Angela looked worse, and suddenly neither of them wanted to answer my questions anymore. The truth right now. No more secrets, no more lies. What is going on? Oh! Why was I watched? Why was I followed? Why does it feel like I've stepped into somebody else's problem? Why my car? Why my name? And why is everybody acting like nothing is the same? Angela finally stepped forward. Marcus, the truth is, this wasn't supposed to involve you. I laughed, a nervous laugh, the kind of laugh people make when they're about to lose their mind. I held up the photograph, too late for that. She nodded slowly, then she said, the people looking for the bag think you're someone else. Now that got my attention. I said, what do you mean someone else? She pointed at the picture, then pointed at me, then whispered, because there's another Marcus. I blinked. What? She said, another Marcus. I said, there's millions of Marcuses. She shook her head, no, I mean another you. The air left my lungs, Devin covered his face. Angela looked terrified, and I suddenly wished I'd never loaned out that car. Then my phone rang, unknown number. Nobody spoke, the phone kept ringing, ring, ring, ring. Finally I answered. I said, hello? Nothing, just static. Then a voice, my voice, not similar, not close, my exact voice, and it said, Marcus, whatever you do, don't trust Devin. The call disconnected. I slowly lowered the phone. Devin looked at me. I looked at Devin. Then another text message arrived, one photo. I opened it and nearly dropped the phone, because the picture showed me and Devin standing beside the car right now, taken from somewhere nearby. To be continued.
Now if you've been here from the beginning, you remember the dent. The baby seat, the parking ticket, the missing bag, the mysterious photo. The voice that sounded exactly like mine, and the feeling that somebody was always watching. Well, tonight, everything comes together. The photo was taken seconds ago. Someone was nearby, watching us, following us, waiting. Then my phone buzzed again. A location, just one location. No name, no explanation, no message, just an address. Angela looked at it, her face turned pale. She whispered, "It's over." I said, "What's over?" She said, "The lies, the secrets, everything." Then she told us to get in the car. One last drive, one last answer. All because of a borrowed car. One small favor went too far. One little dent, one mystery seed, one wrong turn down a hidden street. All because of a borrowed car. Now we're chasing who we really are, and tonight we'll finally know the truth behind it all. We drove across town, nobody spoke. The address led us to an abandoned warehouse. The same place listed on the parking ticket, the same place Devin had been trying to reach. We stepped inside, dust everywhere, broken window, shadows on the walls. Then a voice echoed through the room. About time I froze, because standing in front of me was me. Same face, same voice, same everything. I said, "Who are you?" He smiled and said,
"I'm the Marcus who was supposed to borrow the car."
Silence, nobody moved. Then he explained, months ago he'd been investigating a fraud scheme. The duffel bag contained evidence. The people following him wanted it destroyed. When Devin borrowed my car by mistake, the evidence got transferred to the wrong Marcus. Read! The innocent Marcus, the Marcus who knew nothing until now. I looked at Devin.
You knew?
He nodded. Not at first, but once I realized what happened, I was trying to protect you. The baby seat, a distraction. The dent, an accident. While escaping surveillance. The strange texts, warnings. The mysterious photos, proof we were being watched. Everything suddenly made sense. All because of a borrowed car. One small favor went too far. One little dent, one mystery seat, one secret hidden beneath the street. All because of a borrowed car. Lives collided and left a scar. But now the truth is finally clear, and the end is finally here. The evidence was handed over. The people behind the scheme were exposed. The watchers disappeared. Angela finally smiled. Devin finally relaxed, and me, I got my car back. Well, mostly. The dent was still there. I looked at Devin, he looked at me, and finally admitted, okay, the dent was my fault. I stared at him, then started laughing. After everything we'd been through, that's what he was hiding. We laughed all the way home, and as we drove away, my phone buzzed one last time. Unknown number. One message. Just 3 words. Wrong car again! Wrong car again. Or is it?